This show contains profanity, advice you should never follow, humor that you might not enjoy. The names have been changed to protect the guilty. Do not try this at home.
I think I'm good. Just no, it's cool.
Okay.
I think I've got the ultimate balancing act going. It's gonna be fine.
Okay.
Step on it, big dog. All right. You did. You stepped on it, big dog.
No, stay down. Lie down.
Is that too loud?
No.
Okay, good.
No, I need to move mine a little closer myself. Greetings, yellow blazers, blue blazers, Bill Bryson lovers, Bill Bryson haters,
Norovirus sufferers, hand washers.
Welcome to the Pox and Puss podcast. My name is Pox Holiday, and sitting to my right is
Kool-Aid, but right next to Kool-Aid is me, Puss in Boots.
Yeah, and sitting on the microphone stand is Scrapple. And this time we're going to talk about the movie. We'll talk a little bit about sick motherfuckers. We'll talk a little bit about being nice. Just being nice.
Because if you can't say something nice,
you shoot Bambi's mom.
Or you don't say anything at all if you're not fucked up, dude.
We'll be right back.
I would think you would have a muddy asshole.
Yeah.
You would just
be a lot more cleaning
It would
involved.
just be like poop on your cheeks. You would know.
Like you do.
Like you do. That is not by definition a sensual poop.
Oh, wow. Where do you go from there? Oh, I know one other thing we can talk about.
Uh-huh.
The Robert Redford.
Yeah, I was thinking about that on the drive up.
Yeah.
That needs to happen.
Definitely.
We need to be part of that. I would do just about anything to be a part of that movie project.
Oh, absolutely. I'd pretty much travel just about anywhere. But do you think they're actually going to record it in... Like, do you think they'll actually record a movie about the Appalachian Trail on the Appalachian Trail?
No, they'll make sound sets and, like, be in the fucking Rockies. Like, I would be really surprised if they ended up even coming to the East Coast. Or if they did, like, anywhere other than, like, New York or Vermont or something.
Yeah, I was thinking, even though 90% of it happens a few miles away from here.
Right. We are sitting in the national park area of where majority of that happened.
Yeah, I mean, like, think about, like, like some of the biggest stories. And again, I only read it once, and that was 14 and a half years ago.
Yeah, most of it's in the South, and then they yellow blaze a big chunk, and then they do a little bit in, like, Vermont and blah, blah, blah. But they never hike it out or anything, but, like...
Right. But they do, there's that big story about, there's a big story about Gatlinburg, isn't there?
Oh, yeah.
Like I feel like there's a big
We were tired,
chunk.
we were hungry, we needed a soft place to lay, we needed a Ripley's Believe It or Not museum.
That's right.
We needed to go to Gatlinburg.
Yeah. Yeah, and man, people are, according to the Instagrams, are fucking staying in Gatlinburg a shitload. Especially early when it snowed.
Staying in Gatlinburg a lot, and I think a lot of that had to do with there's been some crazy weather for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, let's see. Who I think it was Bradley Weber.
Yeah. I got a feeling I'm gonna be stuck in Gatlinburg. What was it? It was like, I got a feeling I'm gonna be stuck in Gatlinburg tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I was like, that really sounds like the beginning of a Bad Country song.
Yeah. Bradley Weber tagged me in a Twitter post because he had originally said he wasn't planning on going into Gatlinburg, and I assured him he should make that happen. And so when he got to Gatlinburg, he sent me a tweet that was like, yeah, in Gatlinburg. And I said, say hi to the Grand Prix Inn for me. And the Shoney's and the Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum. And he said apparently he wanted to know if there was a big boy. And I said I didn't think so. I think that's more of a northern thing.
But I think it brings up a really good question.
Yes, what's the question?
I think we should put it out there to the dozens of listeners we have.
Okay.
That we should start some kind of conversation, like who would you cast?
Okay.
You know, like throw it out there to the group. Find it on the old Instagram, the Facebook, and whatever, and we can kind of maybe play the game, because I'm also, I need to, let me go ahead and put it this way. I am not going to read that book again, but I'll listen to it. I'll listen to it again. I'm not going to sit down and read it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not what they call a reader. I'll just listen to it while I'm at work. And because I need to refresh my memory of like the other characters.
Keep in mind the audiobook is abridged. They leave out a lot of the colorful parts.
I found the unabridged one on Audible.
How about that?
Yeah. So and have a credit on Audible.
Ooh.
So I had that. But yeah, we should put that out there and let people comment.
Who would your ideal cast for the movie A Walk in the Woods be?
Yeah, because I need to refresh my memory of the cursory characters, the other people. There's some woman. There was
a woman early on.
She was younger than them. She was like in her late 20s or something.
She was a little bit younger than them, and she ate the cupcake. They each had a pack of Hostess cupcakes.
Right.
And I think it was Katz like ate one before dinner and put the other one next to him on a log to just look at it and save it for later. And when this bitch came up, she was like, "Oh, and you saved me a cupcake," and like ate it in one bite. And Katz never wanted to talk to her ever again. It was the kind with the chocolate top and the white dooley doo.
Amy Adams.
She was supposed to be fat.
Fat Amy Adams. Tyra Banks in a fat suit.
Fat.
Was she supposed to be white?
Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa There you go.
There you go. Done.
Done
and done. I'm trying to imagine who else was even in it. Like,
well, who would we play is the question I'm getting to.
Oh, well, we would obviously just play
cursory characters, like cursory
annoying
characters.
people in the background that like keep showing up.
Maybe. I mean, like, have you ever seen like?
You could be a barkeep.
I'll be a barkeep in Pennsylvania.
That you could just have a rag that you just keep wiping down the countertop with.
Paging Mr. Herman. Mr. Herman.
Yes. I could be Large Marge.
You do know they're having a Pee-wee. Did I already have mentioned this? The people that do Lebowski Fest are having a Pee-wee festival.
Oh my God.
In Lexington, I think.
So for any of you that don't know, which I'm sure by now you do, we got a new pope.
Oh,
did I talk about this
I thought you were going to tell us
week?
that there was no basement in the Alamo. But
well, there isn't a basement in the Alamo.
No, we didn't bring that up.
Yeah, so we got a new pope.
Yeah.
And it's Pope Francis.
Don't call me Francis.
On Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Oh, yeah.
He
his enemy.
Yeah, so in the movie Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Pee-wee's bike gets stolen by Francis. Hang on, let me...
And then put on a flatbed truck full of other bicycles.
That's right.
You know, like you see on the highway. It was the 80s. It was different.
It was totally different then.
It was a different time.
But anyway, so as soon as I found out who the new pope was, and that he had picked the name Saint Francis, it was one of those things where it was like, I can't wait to get home because I need to put this up on my Facebook. And it was Pee-wee Herman. Just hang on, let me see if I can. It makes me laugh every time. It's just Pee-wee Herman sitting in a police station, and the police officer is like, "Can you think of anybody that would have wanted your bike?" Yeah. He's like, "No, nobody would have, except Francis."
That look on his face is like,
yeah, Francis, and it's perfect. So anyway, so we have a new pope for people that didn't know. Although I'm sure that was 3 weeks ago.
That was so 3 weeks ago. What about Francis's bathtub?
Fucking the best bathtub ever.
Yeah. It's the look on his face.
He's so slippery looking. Like, how did they get a grown man to play Francis and look that hairless? Because in the whole bathtub wrestling scene, he just looks so slippery. I want to know how they did it.
I love that movie.
Tell him Large Marge sent you.
Tell him Large Marge sent you. Oh, I can never see a plaster of Paris dinosaur on the side of the road. I can never look at it the same.
Yeah.
Saw one time in Ohio.
Did it make you poop your pants?
Not really. No, I don't believe. No, I don't think I did poop my pants.
Did the computer cut off our whole poopy pants story?
No, it got all of that.
Oh, good.
It got all the poop stories.
Because that's gold.
That's black gold.
Brown gold.
Oh, yeah, brown gold.
Sometimes greenish. You know what? I have been having a hard time lately.
Pooping red beets.
No, not pooping red beets. Not like back in 2009. But
by the way, we still have your can of beets in our here.
Really?
Yeah.
When did I bring those?
You brought them to the house in Cary.
Oh.
We still have them.
There you go.
She packed them.
Glad that they're
brought the beets.
They're statewide now.
You got the beets.
I decorated a cake for my nephew.
Oh yeah.
And he wanted it to be indigo, so it was like, you know, to my nephew, indigo is actually like a very vibrant Carolina blue. And he'll fight you on it if you tell him that that's not indigo. So for his birthday cake, he wanted a rocket ship cake.
That's right.
That was indigo. And so I made him a rocket ship cake that was indigo by his standards, not by Crayola standards. Right. And yeah. And I ate so much icing and cake decorations while I was decorating this cake. My poop has not been the same color for like 3 days. It's been like this really weird color that I can't even, and everything's just been weird. It totally threw my system off.
Gummed up the works.
It totally gummed up the works.
A few weeks ago, I went out. When I had a weekend free, went out and did some trail magic. I think I told you about that.
Yeah.
Went to Tellico, did a couple other places.
With your Diet Cheer wine?
With my Diet Cheer wine and PBR, of which I still have like 3 of those PBRs.
Oh, man.
And when I got to Winding Stair, there was nobody there. And a couple of cars parked, but no through-hikers at all. And I just kind of backed into a space, and I was like, all right, I'm going to go. I don't know if you remember or not, but there was like a little parking area right at the Winding Stair. I mean, a Winding Stair is really, it's really in the middle of nowhere, and like, it's a really deep road cut. It's a really cool spot. We actually, in the wintertime, when it gets really cold, we can actually go ice climbing there. We've done it quite frequently. That's the first year I haven't done it. But, so it's a cool place. Anyway, so I'm getting ready to leave, and this van pulls up, and I'm like, all right, okay. And I'm getting ready to pull out, and this van just like...
That's what she said.
This van just like comes up and like he didn't T-bone me, but he came up really close. Like, almost like, you know, like you can't open your door kind of close. Like, it was kind of sketchy, but like I could still pull out of there. I could still drive away. And this guy pulls up and he rolls his window down. And then he realized he's a little too far away to yell to me over his big ass truck. And so then he gets out of the car and comes over, and I had Kool-Aid in the back, and he is just like growling at this guy. And the guy's like, English was not his first language. Mm-hmm. I cannot recall what it was coming, like what kind of accent was coming through, but he was just basically like, he's like, where does this road go? And it's US 64. I'm like, well, you know, you can go to the beach.
Goes to the beach.
Goes to the beach, or it literally dead ends in the middle of California, just a little bit west of fucking Barstow. And he's like, oh, how you get to highway? And I was like, well, you just basically take this when you get to another town. I told him kind of the way to get back. Like, are you trying to get to Highway 40? And Interstate 40? He's like, yeah. And he said, where's closest town? And I said, it's Franklin, North Carolina. And he goes, North Carolina? And I was like, yeah. He's like, no. I need to get to Pennsylvania.
Oh.
Was exactly what I said. I laughed. I was like it was one of those like, you're not fucking kidding. You're actually telling me you need to get to Pennsylvania.
Yeah, you're south.
Yeah. So, well, are you looking for Interstate 40? And this whole long thing goes on and on and on. And then finally, I pulled out of the space, but I pulled out just enough to get away from him, basically, after I was like, yeah. I basically said, I'd go to this town and ask those people for directions or look for a map. I'm like, you're several states away. And the dude pulls out in front of me. So I'm following him down the mountain, and he has Pennsylvania plates. I'm like, shouldn't you know how to get back?
I'm just saying.
I'm not
saying. I'm just saying.
So, yeah. So,
North. Just head north.
Just head north. But, Winding Stair. The people you meet at trail crossings.
Yeah.
Part 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was amazed at that. There is a Facebook group online on the Facebook that is for it has some title like something like Appalachian Trail 2013 or something like that.
Okay.
So after Blimey was on last week, I kind of thought it'd be a good idea to let people know, like, hey, look, just to let you know, found out from a hiker that this is going on. I had never heard of it, but he kind of made it sound like people said it had happened before. And so I put this thing up like, hey, just kind of a public service announcement. 167 comments later, it had gone through several rounds of discussion topics. It started with that, and it quickly devolved into people talking about how they were going to, kill or maim this person.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. It ended...
It's too much.
From what I understand, it ended with a couple of people being actually kicked out of this group. And so it was really interesting. I didn't read all 167 comments.
That escalated quickly.
Oh, you killed a man with a trident.
Not even mad. It's amazing. You pooped in the refrigerator.
But so
I don't speak Spanish.
Passions ran high. It was that was a really interesting thing. So I was kind of reluctant to put a link up for the episode.
By the way, check us out on iTunes.
I did anyway. Not in that discussion. I'd put up another one.
Good.
And it got 2 likes. I'm like, really? Like,
oh, come on. Everybody was
a little gun shy.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm afraid to say
I'm
anything.
gonna get in so much trouble if I say anything.
It's like sitting in the car and just waiting for that T-Rex to come through the skylight, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, just be still.
Yeah.
It can't see you move. Just don't comment on the internet.
Yep.
Which made me think of a...
That was my dinosaur noise.
Newman.
Newman.
It made me think of a couple of slogans, like, cause do you ever watch anything involving Rob Dyrdek?
I do.
Yeah, me too. It's a dirty pleasure for us.
It all started with Robin Big.
I
love Robin Big. Fantasy Factory isn't quite as good. Ridiculous isn't quite as good.
Until Black came back.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he came back, it was a little bit better. But Robin Big is still
Christopher Big Black Boykin makes the show.
I'll go ahead and say right now,
Yeah.
I did spend the $1.99 on Amazon Prime for the DVD copy of the first season of Robin Big. Back before we could get Netflix up here in the mountains on our weak ass internet. But he has that he tried to he tried to stop cursing. Did you ever see that? I think that was a Fantasy Factory episode.
I don't think so.
He tried to get people to stop cursing because he told I think he said fuck you to his mom or something like that, or he said the word fuck around his mom and she did not like that.
Yeah.
And
she's not a fan of anything.
No, Patty is not.
No.
God, I know the name.
Patty and Jean.
And Jean. But but he tried to get people to stop cursing. And then there's also that, what is that? He has the slogan, Dyrdek, did you do everything? It spells out Dyrdek, but it's like, did you really do everything kindly, Dyrdek? And so it's like, just to be nice, because I guess the city of Los Angeles gave him his own day, towns will do that.
Yeah.
So there was Rob Dyrdek Day, and so every year on Rob Dyrdek Day, it's Dyrdek, did you really do everything kindly? They do nice, kind things, and I in no way am trying to say we're on the same level as Rob Dyrdek, but what I'm saying is, what about Dick Free on the AT?
Yeah, I'm for it.
Hey. I mean, I think I remember 2 weeks ago I read out some of those things from the anonymous hiker Like you could go to this thing. Yeah, a lot of those things are just dickish.
Yeah.
And which I understand.
Ours are cheeky and fun.
Right. And, and so somebody did put up, they said...
There's nothing wrong with jerking off in the church mobile shower.
Nothing at all.
It's just a little self-love.
Right, exactly.
The world could use more of it.
Exploring.
Yeah.
There's some dickish things, but somebody did say on there, they were like, hike your own hike is worse than YOLO. And I'm like, like, it is a good saying.
Yeah. And
it does mean a lot. It doesn't seem like it's being really enforced anymore. Not that it was ever enforced, but you know what I mean? Like, right. It doesn't, a lot of people, I think about...
There was some social obligation.
Right.
That was a big part of it, I think.
Yeah, you're right. And I think that, a lot of people tell people they don't know what they're doing and that, they'll never succeed.
Well, I wonder if hike your own hike mirrors YOLO in that, like, when Jackass Kids did stupid shit and people said, why would you do something like that? It was like, YOLO. Like, right, yeah. And so it seems like one of those things that a lot of times people are like, I really hate the way that people do this, and this, and you're never going to get anywhere if you're carrying this kind of tent or this kind of pack and this, right. that, and the other. But hike your own hike, I guess. Like, yeah, it sort of became this cover up. Downer, like, yeah. Like, when you say to a person that you like, if you and I ever wanted to go out on a date, that'd be cool. Or not, just kidding. Like, it's fine. Like, it's like saying just kidding about trail people. Like, yeah. But hike your own hike, whatever.
It's true. Like, because there's, it's kind of like the word dude.
Yeah.
Dude has like many of those kind of like, oh, dude, the kind of those things. But like,
dude.
If I refer to someone as a dude,
yeah.
I'm not, it's rarely I'm like, man, that guy's a dude. Like, no, you're fucking this dude. Check this fucking dude out. So yeah, so it's kind of that same like hike your own hike. Like, great job, dude.
All right, dude.
Yeah, but
Gaylord.
But yeah, dick free on the AT. Like,
it's got a ring to it.
Yeah, it's got a ring to it. We could sell a t-shirt.
Maybe.
If we ever get around to the t-shirt thing.
Maybe.
I met a guy, I worked at a camp in New Mexico, and I was at this camp that specialized in rock climbing. And I was not a rock climber, I was just there with my group of kids. Mm-hmm. And started talking with this guy, and he had the year before hiked the Appalachian Trail. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then he's like, we get to talking, and sure enough, somewhere in the conversation, he's just pretty much like, do you know Baltimore Jack? Did you ever meet? And I was like, yeah, I met Baltimore Jack. And he's like,
you will.
he's like, yeah. And he tells me he was there. This hiker was there for the Doyle Hotel finding the dead body.
The dead body incident.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah. I heard that story in 2000. And I think it was either 2000, 2003. I think it was 2000. And it was just like, wow, that's crazy, And then I heard years later, I would start like, yeah, I heard this story about Baltimore Jack. And they'd be like, oh, the one at the Doyle Hotel. And I was like, yeah, how'd you know about that? But I didn't realize it was that widely known. But
I wonder if he gets sick of telling that story. So,
but I think it's it's on the right track.
But what if people called in and like, if we just did a segment of like I'm sure I could ask you quick top 3 songs that remind you of the AT. Your hike.
Oh, quick?
Yeah. What comes to your mind?
Well, I'd have to say that Fastball, The Way.
It's Brown.
Oh yeah, It's Brown is definitely another one. And maybe Getting Jiggy with It.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Brown.
It's Brown 1 week. Yeah, like, 'cause I know that I have songs that remind me of my hike, and I'm sure that we're not the only ones. So,
Oh, no.
but if people called in and, if in less than, 90 or 60 seconds, you can name and quickly say your, favorite or your top 3 favorite songs that remind you of the AT.
Right.
Do it. And
see, then what we could do is we could compile a list of all those. I don't see why we couldn't have on our really shitty website why there couldn't be a playlist of like, here are all these pictures, here are places for YouTube, and here are places to purchase it from iTunes.
Yeah.
Not that we don't get anything out of that, but just,
Still.
cover your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be, yeah.
Now that's what I call trail hike music now. Volume 1.
Volume 1.
Volume 1.
2013.
Yeah.
Bitches. Stop licking yourself, Kool-Aid.
He's making wet marks on the couch.
Hey, you just chill with that.
Oh, you got the stink eye.
Oh, I always get the stink eye.
He's going to eat you. That dog will bite you.
He's got ears on his head.
So Norovirus.
Doo-doo brown.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So apparently a lot of our hiker friends are leaky with the norovirus.
Like, newsworthy.
Yeah.
Like, it made the Asheville Citizen Times that I know of.
Lots of sick people. Luckily, and I mean, I know, like, norovirus has rolled through my hometown, like whoa.
Like, whoa.
Like, whoa. And I know that it's, like, super duper contagious. Luckily, it seems to run its course in, like, 12 hours, but holy shit, man. Holy shit.
Yeah. You're gonna grab the duct tape up the old ankles of your pants.
Oof.
Filling up fast.
Ew.
How high is the water, mama?
Yeah, we
2
had...
feet and rising.
Gross. There were a couple of people on Twitter that said, for the people in the shelters that weren't puking were kept up all night by the sounds of others puking. Like, it just sounds horrible. When I took my woofer class, like, 10 years ago, I remember the instructor saying, let's have a discussion about sanitation and personal hygiene. And he turns around to the whiteboard, takes out a dry erase marker, and just writes, "Don't eat poop." And then then in tinier writing he said, "How about this? I'll make it easier for you. Don't eat other people's poop." And he like writes it in tiny letters, "Other people's poop." He said, "You can actually eat your own poop all you want and it won't make you sick. But for everybody else," and then he went on and he talked about statistics. And I want to say in like 1993 was when hand sanitation gel like was released, right? Yeah. And became a thing that like people, you know, every second grade classroom had to have a thing of hand sanitizer in it. That's when they really started, like, a lot of people started seeing it and using it. And that year, the year that hand sanitizer was introduced, more hikers had to get off the trail because they were really, really sick from some kind of virus or bug or something like that. And they finally, the best they could figure was that it was because they were carrying hand sanitizer instead of washing their hands. So, obviously, Pox and I were talking earlier about how nasty it is when you, like, have your bag of trail mix and you offer it to all your grubby hiker friends, like, "Hey, you want some trail mix?" And everybody's poopy hands have been in there, and then you end up with norovirus. Or
there's a big bag of candy hanging in a shelter.
Big bag of candy. Anything that you would reach into as a group.
Pour chips out of the bag.
Yeah.
There you go.
Pour it from the bag into your hand.
Yeah. Right in your mouth. Just make sure you switch sides with your friend if you're sharing a big bag of chips. Right on one side, Pox, and then right on the other side, Puss. You just, right?
Yeah, sure.
Good way. Just put your mouth right on the bag.
Yeah. Lick it. That's the way to do it.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I derailed that.
Wash your hands. Don't eat poop.
Don't eat other people's poop.
Don't eat other people's poop. If you want to eat your own poop, you can. It's up to you. It's your business. You're grown.
Look. You can prick your finger. You just can't finger your prick. Right? Does that fit into this?
I wish that... sometimes I feel like I make faces when we record that I wish people could see.
Sometimes, when I'm editing, I remember the face you made at me. But when you hear it, I think to myself, like, I'm so glad that people can't see the look she gave, because, like, I actually kind of pulled that one off when you listen to it a second time.
Uh-huh.
Or it's one of those where it's like, oh, God. A pause sometimes.
Yeah.
A pause that I can shorten.
I'll give you a pause.
Make myself sound a little bit better. So there's not as much of a dramatic pause. That's why I don't think we'll ever pull off a live show.
It'll be tough. We'll
have to be practicing tight.
We'll have to, what we're going to have to do is like have some kind of remote control shocker on each other so that when you start to get off topic, it's like, bzz, like,
Yeah.
And what we're talking about now.
I think if we have it planned out and everything's
It's
us.
like a band's set list. Moving
Yeah.
right along.
Yeah.
Now we're going to talk about water purification.
Yeah, we can get outside the lines a little bit, but don't veer too far from the course.
It'll never happen.
Just save one of the best phone calls and don't use it until then.
It'll never happen.
How many times do you think you got sick along the way? Because the reason I asked, and I kind of sprung that, but the Rumspringa, I kind of right there.
When you said that, it made me think, I really want Weird Al.
Rumshaker?
No,
That's
actually,
the one I always think of. Here comes the Rumspringa, murderer.
Oh, yeah, that was what I
unbelievable
meant.
gangster, murderer. Excuse me, Mr. Officer. Rumspringa.
Still living like that.
And the video. Remember the video?
No.
It was all.
Was there an Indian in it?
I don't know. It was for that. There was like a fashion movie like in 1994, and it was like the height of like supermodel fashion, and it was a supermodel movie, and like the whole like this like I'm the lyrical gangster, and it's just like women walking the fucking catwalk and like getting changed. Excuse me, Mr. Officer. Like the whole thing was just like the most cliches. Like something like, no, homie, don't play me. It was just like every single catchphrase, he just spun it back around. I can't remember one right now. Oh, well. Anyway, Inakamosi was his name. But anyway, way off course.
It's all good.
Anyway.
Rumspringa.
Yeah.
How many times did I get sick?
Yeah. How many times did you get sick? Because I was thinking of this because when the norovirus thing came up, I was like, well, I did have. It's so funny. Well, not really funny, but I talked about the outbreak that I experienced in the Smokies because it overlapped with the April Fool's kind of thing that I asked Mr. Bordeaux about, or Blimey, when he was here. So we talked about the sickness kind of thing.
Right.
And then like 2 days later, it kind of came out that had happened. And then like 2 days later, our show came out. But so I started thinking about like, man, how many times did I get sick? And I got sick quite a few times, but like it was never really like long lasting, but it was just like a horrible, shitty, 24-hour flu or one of those kind of things. What about, I can't put a number on it, but do you remember?
I mean, I would say, and granted, like generally speaking, if somebody with a cold looks at me the wrong way, I'll have a cold in 12 hours. Like I generally get sick pretty often comparatively, but
right.
I know I got sick when I was at Concora. I got sick right after Trail Days. I got sick, and I probably got sick at least 3 times after that. Like, the tent spraying incident was a sickness induced thing.
Yeah, it was.
It sure was. That was just the beginning of it.
I remember having one of those. I think I might have commented on it back then, but I remember I had one of those where it was someplace, I want to say like New Jersey or something like that. It's one of those parts where you're just going through fields. And so it was I don't think it was Pennsylvania. I think it was more like Jersey. But just going through these fields, and like there was like some like German restaurant up on the right whenever you're heading north. And just went over to this place, and we got there, and it was like too early. We got there like 4:00. They're like, we don't open up till 5 or 6. Something like that. Like, okay. So we knew where we were supposed to camp. Everybody was like, yeah, you just go across the street, go around this corner, and there's like, you're on the AT, but you're out of sight. So we set up our tent so we could go back and drink at this place and have a good dinner, and went down. And I think you sat like all together on like big ass tables kind of thing. I can't recall if you had a separate table.
Like family style too.
Yeah, but like you didn't. I don't think it was family style. I can't remember the whole thing, but it was one of those where like we walked in and it was like
a brass house.
Look at those hikers. Look at those weird fucking people wearing shorts and those shoes that they have on. And it was like everybody in there was dressed up rather nice, and so we stunk. And but I remember eating there, and it was just like. I think it was just such a greasy, heavy ass meal. I don't think I actually got sick, but if I had aimed the wrong direction, I would have sprayed the tent. But I was, I wound up getting up like 2:00 in the morning, like, ooh. Yeah. And, jumped out, and it was a, shit now, bury later kind of situation. And so I like just like ran over, and it was like, I don't think I made it like 10 feet past my tent. It was like, oh God. And like, again, I'm in the middle of a fucking field somewhere, so it doesn't really matter. It's like, oh God. And I went, and I did find like the one tree that was in this field. Went and shat there. And so, like I said, shit now, bury later. I turned around to bury, and I was standing like calf deep in poison ivy. No. I mean, I had poison ivy I didn't have any socks on or anything like that. I've been asleep. Just from my calf to my toes, just covered in poison ivy. Like, ugh. It slowed me down we definitely slowed down like for about a day there. Ugh. Like, just like, oh God. Like, just terrible. Like, yeah, the first chance I had, just calamine lotion. It was like my feet were constantly pink. But yeah, that was just that was a life-changing experience, because I had a little bit of poison ivy here and there. I mean, I grew up around poison ivy my entire life and had didn't really have that much allergic reaction to it. But that was just like, and ever since then I can get poison ivy like you get a cold. Yeah. Now I just get poison ivy. Right. It's just like, yeah, I think I just got so much of it at once. It was like, oh wait, the body wants more. Give me more of that poison ivy. So yeah, that was one of my times I shat explosively
on the poison ivy. You should be glad you didn't get poison ivy on your dangly bits.
My deedle bobble, yeah. Deedle bobble. Sounds good.
So
leave it in.
That's what she said.
I was waiting for that. So, one thing we didn't get to, we didn't get to last week because it hadn't happened yet. The next day, I ended the last episode with the fact that I was going to take Mr. Bordeaux to a restaurant, a fast food chain in the South called Bojangles. Yeah. It's Bo time. Yeah. Just got to have more.
Yeah. Did you have Bo-Berry biscuits?
Do you know who the big spokesperson is for?
Scotty McCreery.
Scotty McCreery. North Carolina's own Scotty McCreery.
I saw for the first time in Fuquay Arena last week. They have a big sticker that they're putting on a bunch of the windows at Bojangles. It is literally a bucket of fried chicken with Scotty McCreery popping out of it.
Oh, wow.
I was like, wow. That's how you know you've made it big, when you're popping out of a box of fried chicken.
And if people don't know who Scotty McCreery is,
he's our hometown hero.
Congratulations. I wouldn't have either had it not been for the fact that our state manufactures American Idols.
Oh, yeah. Bucky Covington.
We've got
Clay Aiken. Was huge.
Fantasia Barrino. Thank you very much.
No way. Yeah, Fantasia was from here, too?
She was from North Carolina.
Oh, shit.
And Paul Abdul. No, but like it really truly has been like 3 or 4 big names. Oh, what the country one? Was it Kelly Pickler?
Was she from North Carolina?
I think so. I don't know. We've had a lot. We've had a lot of North Carolina.
The land of the longleaf pine.
Yeah, but Scotty McCreery, did he win?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It was him and Lauren something rather. She was cute. She should have won. She was cute.
Oh, I'm
She
sorry.
should have won.
No. I saw one season.
I only saw the second to last show where it was already down to the two of them. And I think I turned off Scotty McCreery because I didn't like it, but Lauren, whatever the fuck her name was, sang a song by the band Perry, and it was actually really good. Like, it was moving. I liked it. I like her version of the song better than the band Perry's.
But Scotty McCreery is he's a hometown hero, and
he just wants some Bojangles.
He just wants Bojangles, and Bojangles is a Charlotte, North Carolina based Cajun chicken restaurant.
It's Cajun fries and fried chicken.
But they do. It's definitely aimed at being Cajun seasoned.
Yeah, that's true.
Spicy chicken. Like, they don't make just like regular ass chicken, do
That
they?
is true.
They just make spicy
Well,
chicken.
it is a little bit spicy.
Yeah, it's not. We're not talking like.
They also make their sweet tea turns me into a goddamn superhero.
Yeah.
I don't know what they put in it, but like it's like crack.
I think they put tea in the sugar water.
There
I think
might
is what
be
they
like
do.
cocaine in it. I'm not sure, because every time I drink a big old cup of Bojangles sweet tea, I'm like, let's fucking clean the whole goddamn house. Like, I am a nut bar. It's amazing. I love it.
So I told him that we were going to take him there because at the local Bojangles, there is I don't think they do this every. Bojangles doesn't do this, but like on Sundays, it's all you can eat.
Oh shit!
For like $6.99, and it's like all you can eat fries, chicken. I think you get 2 sides, all the chicken you can eat, and like of course all the sweet tea you can drink.
Yeah.
And
because that's how we do it down here.
But right before, like when Mr. Bordeaux got here, or Blimey got here, we were talking, and he's like, I just don't have that hunger yet, and I think I remember that too. Like, I hadn't built up that like need to have, and he'd only been on the trail for like almost 14 days or something, like 2 weeks, and
the dinosaur hadn't quite caught him yet.
Exactly, yeah, and so he wasn't quite that hungry. So, but we still took him there with the option too, and so he just got a Cajun filet biscuit combo, which is biscuit, which that was a discussion. Because biscuit's a completely different thing.
Biscuit is a cookie there.
Exactly. It was more described as a savory scone, is what it was described as. And so
quite
savory scone, yeah, which is basically to say like they put a biscuit in some butter. Yeah. Like they put a little biscuit in the butter. Savory scone. And so he got that, but it was a great day to be in Western North Carolina because it was a beautiful day. It was right before church gets out. Perfect. And perfect timing. Like, we left and like everybody was coming in dressed up. But but right before we went to the grocery, went to Bojangles, Mr. Bordeaux was packing up his stuff, and some people might have seen this picture on Twitter, I don't know, or on Facebook. But right as we're getting ready to go, I had this revelation. I said, "Have you ever held a gun?" And he's like, "No."
Just reach in my pants.
Yeah, and which is an odd question to ask someone. But I was like, "Would you like to have your?" I said, "I don't have anywhere where you can shoot it here on the property, but would you like to hold a shotgun and have your picture taken with it?" And I didn't even get like half that sentence out.
Oh,
I was like,
boy, do
yes. Oh gosh, yes. And so we went out back here, and he held up the gun. Had his picture taken with his camera and his cell phone, and then I got next to him with holding my wife's pink BB gun.
Yeah,
with
the Red Ryder.
With the pink Red Ryder.
Yeah.
With a paper bag on my head. Unfortunately, the pea didn't show up very well. It's a light. Okay. It's one of my light color. It is a springtime pea bag. Have you seen that one? I have to show it to you.
I don't think I have.
It's a different design. Okay. My spring pea. And, but yeah, oh man, like you can barely see from the gleam off his beautiful white British teeth. Just bing, coming back, his big smile, holding up this shotgun.
So excited.
Oh, exciting.
Good.
The particular shotgun he was holding up had not been fired in 50 years.
Not a good time to fire it for the first time.
No, I don't know. I don't know what it would do, but it was just, I didn't tell him that then. It's like, yeah, just hold up this shotgun. And
don't touch anything.
Yeah, don't touch anything. And I came in and showed him like it's not loaded. You're good. He's like, okay, but I think that's what is there something that you would like to do in a foreign country that like you know, I mean, like there's, you know, smoking legal pot in Amsterdam. That'd be kind of cool. Or
legal prostitution.
Yeah, sleeping with a
Wait, I have a funny story about that.
But you could do that in Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's true.
I like to fight a king cobra.
No, I did have a cobra. I had a cobra dumped out at my feet when I was in India, and I went and jumped out of the way. And the guy that had it in the little basket like said, "You give me 600 rupees now, I save your life." And I was like, "You gotta be shitting me! You dumped it out at my feet." That was crazy.
Wow.
That apparently, like, that's.
Did you give him money?
No.
Oh, okay.
He almost got me killed.
Yeah.
I was just walking along, and all of a sudden there's a cobra at my feet. And it was all like mad and hooded and like, and I was like, get me out of here.
That's a good name for an episode. A cobra at your feet.
Cobra at my feet.
I don't know how to write that.
What was I was going to tell a story about something.
King Cobra. What would you like to do in a foreign country?
Before that. What were we talking about?
Shooting a gun, holding a gun.
Holding a gun. No.
Being foreign.
If you were going to be in a foreign country. I had a story and I can't remember. Oh, Amsterdam.
Yeah.
I had a friend that I did a study abroad in Italy with about 10 other students. And one of the guys that was selected to go on the study abroad, it was like a pretty rigorous process to be selected to go on this trip.
Right.
And spend 4 months in northern Italy. And one of the guys on the trip was just like 2 years older than the rest of us, which in college years means he's like 30.
Mm-hmm. Even
though he was like 23 or something. And what he really wanted to do, like if you asked him, like, what do you want to do while you're in Europe? It was, I want to go to Amsterdam so that I can legally be with a prostitute. Like he really, that was like his thing that he really wanted to do. So
every man has a dream.
Yeah, he was dreaming big. And so
a big prostitute.
Big woman. But yeah, like so half of the people in the group of kids that I studied with, I went off and did my own thing. Half of them went to like England and Ireland, and then the other half went to Amsterdam to just get high for a week.
Yeah.
And he went with them because he just wanted to purchase sex. So but sex apparently purchase. So like okay, so they all get to Amsterdam. And the first thing that like the other 4 kids want to do is like, we have to go to a cafe. Like we have to go get our shit. Right. And you know, the first thing that they do is they get to a cafe where there's like an American expat working behind the counter. And she's like, it's a beautiful day for a trip. What do you want? And like sets them up, like sends them all out the door with like some kind of brownie contraption.
Right.
And so they all go out and get a hotel room. And the big plan was going to be like the 4 of them were going to eat their brownie, and then this other guy was going to go select his prostitute from the red light district. So according to the most reliable source out of the other 4 that, you know, were like licking the walls and like, you know, seeing color. And so
seeing color.
You know, like
I know exactly what
you know what I'm talking about.
Feeling color and all that. Yeah.
I can hear color.
Hear color.
I can feel sound.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, no. So the most reliable source out of the 4 of them claim he left, and she was like, I have no idea how much time went by. All I know is that he came home. He came back to the hotel room. He opened up the door. He slid in the door like as if he was trying not to make any noise. He still had sweat like glistening on his forehead. And she was just like, hey man, how'd it go? And all he had to say was he just like looked down at his feet and said, it's not the same if you don't love the person. I have to go take a shower. And like beeline for the shower and took like an hour-long shower. And, you know, everybody else is like hiding under their bed sheets or like, you know, being off the fucking walls. But yeah.
Eating schnozberries.
it's not the same if you don't love the person. I have to go take a shower. So apparently it didn't work out the way that he had hoped.
Well, you worked up a sweat.
Apparently. He was kind of a big dude. I don't think that took a whole lot.
It was just the stairs.
Yeah. But I like the stairs. Yeah. What would you do if you were in a foreign country?
If I was in a foreign country...
Like which foreign country? I could name something in almost every foreign country that I wanted to do.
Exactly. Well, if I was in Thailand, no. I've asked a lot of questions that I don't have the answers to today, like the studio, like who would you cast, and this one, I don't know. I mean, I guess there's some stuff. Like I think I'd like to gamble on something weird, which I'm sure you could do in America, but
sure.
like something like a bullfight or something like that.
Little person boxing.
Little person boxing. Oh, I know what I'd like to. I'd like to see. Like to see a woman pop a ping pong ball out of her cooch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just like I don't want to be looking down the barrel.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it's gonna happen like in a foreign country, that just like.
If you're gonna see it, I guess that's the place.
I mean, everything I've said, you could probably see in America.
Yeah. I mean, shit, I'll do it for you right now.
Yeah. Oh, I caught it. Ew, it hit me. Oh, Kool-Aid's running off with it.
I got it on me.
It burns.
I had a friend in college who apparently had no immune system as a child and was not expected to survive childhood. So he had Make-A-Wish come and ask him if he had a wish that he wanted granted. Right. And when his family found out that he had been selected by Make-A-Wish, his sister, who was like 4 years older than he was and kind of a behemoth, I get the impression, she closed the door to his bedroom and walked up to him and grabbed him by the scruff of the shirt and said, "You listen to me. When the Make-A-Wish people come, you are going to tell them that you want to walk on a glacier. Because then everybody in the family is going to have to go. And we'll all get to go to Alaska. And it'll be great." And so apparently when the Make-A-Wish people came, he was too scared to say anything else because his sister was going to beat him up. And so he told them, "I want to walk on a glacier." And so sure enough, Make-A-Wish sent the entire family on an Alaskan cruise. And they did an excursion for the day to walk on a glacier. And he was like, "I didn't even care. Fucking glaciers are cold. I had to wear these terrible boots and it was awful." Then they were really pissed when they found out that he lived, and man, totally defeats the whole purpose. But anyway.
That sounds like the episode of like Always Sunny or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, that is insane.
You will tell them that you want to walk on a glacier.
On a glacier? Like, where did she get that?
I don't know. Maybe she saw it on Reading Rainbow or something that day. You know,
Reading Rainbow.
Reading Rainbow.
LeVar Burton. You want to get some dinner? I'm hungry.
Yeah, we can do that.
We got an hour. Got an hour and 20 in the can.
It's fucking gross. Don't ever call me again.
Don't worry.
Let's start that over again, but with more enthusiasm on my part.